Tune in to the Grande Tavern. It's the homie. He only talking real shit about real issues. We keeping it a buck here. There's no judgment. It's all positive vibes. So tune in. Stop hating. Stop hating.
I'ma get it off the muscle. If I ain't got it now, guaranteed I'ma hustle. Try and take mines, little nigga, I'ma bust you. Only fuck with gang if you ain't, I don't trust you. Flexing on these niggas, yeah, I got it off the muscle. If I ain't got it now, guaranteed I'ma hustle. Try and take mines, little nigga, I'ma bust you. Only fuck with gang if you ain't, I don't trust you. Flexing on these niggas, yeah, I got it off the muscle. Real niggas stood tall in this shit. Pops told me in this life, when you fall, never quit. I'm just trying to chase a bag while you running off the lip. Disinfect, disrespect, Brody, keep it on his hip. I'ma keep it 100 till it's time for me to go. But in the meantime, I'ma chase hundreds to the throat. Look, pass that drink, little nigga. I'm supposed to stop, but I can't got
Look at that color on there. Look at that color on there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We are in business, my friend. Oh, look, perfect amount. Look at that. I mean, it was meant to be. It was meant to be that way. And there you have it.
Oh, so what you calling this, my guy?
We're gonna call this the, I still gotta show you my song called Cold Concoction. We're just gonna call that the Cold Concoction.
Okay, say that.
You know what I mean? I got a song called Cold Concoction about me just mixing up some more, you feel me, with the, you feel me? So this just one in it. So there we go. We got it.
That's that cold concoction.
That's that Cold Concoction. Straight from J-Bo, baby. Stop playing. It's
J-Bo, baby.
It still is. It's J-Bo, baby. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. It's me just doing
Applying yourself.
All it is me doing it actually.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Thank you.
All you gotta do is just do it.
Just do it.
Literally.
Like you said, just do it, nigga.
Bro, literally, bro.
That's what it is.
Literally, bro. Telling you. See right here?
Yep. So I'm about to try one of these cold concoctions right here, boy.
See what it do. Oh yeah.
Bro, that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
That's him.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's him, Jim.
That's it.
That's him, Jim.
It's a cold concoction. It's a
It's
real
that
cold concoction for sure.
I'm gonna show you the song after this too.
Oh, for surely.
I got a lot of songs. I got another one called Hot Toddy. I got some joints, you know what I'm saying? I ain't forgot about it.
Surely. That's crazy, bro. Got chased by some neo-Nazis?
Neo-Nazi, dude.
Well, yeah, my dude was in Germany, though.
He was, but I mean, it's like, because Berlin is like, that's like a cooler part of Germany. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, bumfuck Germany where you think you're going to get into some, you know what I'm saying? So, but either way, it's like, it don't matter. Yeah. It really don't matter. It's just like, I grew up in San Francisco in the Bay Area, liberal, liberal little bubble, but, first time I ever got called the N-word in San Francisco.
You got called the N-word in San Francisco?
I got called the N-word multiple times, all in San Francisco.
What?
Even when I went to the South, that didn't happen.
You
and it's
lying.
like, I swear to God. And it's like, you know what I mean? The thing about being in a place like this is like, to the outward world, it's like, oh, we the liberal epicenter. But it's all about, it's just covert racism. It's not overt, which I would rather have. I'd rather you call me, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you call me the N-word to my face, let me know how you rocking, period, so I can keep my distance.
That's what I like
instead of behind closed doors being on some racist shit. You feel me? Like being cool when I'm there, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
So, yeah, like, straight up, just tell me what it is.
That's why I fuck with the South.
Because they gonna
let you know.
Like, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Get the fuck out. You know.
We don't fuck with no naggers.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like,
all right, see you later.
Yeah, gladly. This your shit. I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong. Can you point me to where they at? can you show me where they at so I could go
Show
over
me.
there and not be out your hair? You feel me? Like,
Exactly.
man.
Like, y'all fuck with niggers over here?
Yeah, like straight
Okay.
up.
That's okay.
Yeah, they build different in the South though. Straight up. Some of them white boys down there, I'd be like, oh, all right.
Bro, I got jumped by like, well, it was actually some black niggas, but
Yeah.
they was big as fuck.
I'm just saying in the
From the
South,
South.
it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's in, they corn fed, straight up.
Niggas
We
was big.
organic and
Fuck.
shit over here, you know what I mean? It's
Come
like
on,
as
bro.
much as we dibble and dabble, it's
We
like,
eat lean meat.
that's what I'm saying, lean meat. I'm not eating all that bullshit, but I don't go eat no fast food. I'm drinking kombucha all the time and having avocado toast. That's part of being from San Francisco. You know what I mean? I recycle. So to some people, they might look at me and think that I don't recycle or some shit, but I do. Yeah, nigga, and compost. I'm gonna ask you if you got compost in your house, and if you don't, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. Well, no judgment being passed, but you don't got, but you don't got no compost. Oh, okay.
What niggas say you ain't got no compost, bro. I don't know about you. Well, shit, man, we back. This over here is the scheme couch. This is the scheme room where I like to bring motherfuckers and we talk about the future.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like what we got in store for the future, like what our plans are and shit like that for the future. So, I mean, me and you just spoke off the air and we had some little technical difficulties.
That's all right. That's all right.
So what I'm gonna do is we gonna make this real quick, right? But I want you to get into a little bit about where you come from and how you got into acting.
Okay.
If you could just tell us those couple things. And then also, how'd you guys start the movie, The Last Black Man in SF?
Okay.
You know, all that.
So where I come from, I'm an all city dude, honestly. You know, I done lived in like damn near every housing project in the city except for a couple before I kindly settled at Army Street where I spend most of my time. So, you know, if somebody was to ask me, I'd say I'm from the Mission, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I come from, but I'm really all city, you know what I mean? Like I'm an artist, I spend a lot of my time walking, thinking, trying to get inspired. So I done walked every inch of this motherfucker. Even when I started driving, I never need no maps because I know the city like the back of my hand. So I'm just all city. I'm all about every part of the city, period. Even the marina.
For sure, I love the marina.
Even the places that they don't necessarily even
fuck with us.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's where I would say I'm from. I'm just, I'm San Francisco through and through. You know what I'm saying? Embody it, and I'm gonna take it everywhere with me.
And how long have you been acting?
I have been acting since technically since high school, professionally since 2018. I mean, we did a short film too. That was 2017, 2016. But I wasn't even SAG then. So I would say like 2018. I've been professional, but I have been acting since high school and doing all, just creating a bunch of stuff with my homies, with Joe. Shout out Joe Talbot. It's my boy. Yeah, so I would say, just about, when is it, 2021? Yeah, about 3-4 years.
Okay, professionally?
Professionally. Yeah, but, we every day we act. So, you know what I mean? Been acting all my life, really, if you really want to go there. But, yeah, anyways, professionally. What was the...
How long have you been an artist?
I feel like I've been an artist since, because I wrote my first rap poem / rap, right? When I was 9 years old, I was on Army Street. I was looking out the window, right? I was at home alone. There was nobody at home. It's just me. And I seen somebody get killed outside my window. Seen the whole altercation go down. Then I seen bro get killed. And I guess I didn't have anyone, because I was home alone, I didn't really have anyone to process that with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the whole argument go down, and I seen bruh come back, shoot bruh, seen the ambulance come, bruh for sure dead, whatever. And I didn't have nobody to process it with, so I ended up just writing a rap about it. I don't know what told me to do it. Don't know what told me to do it, but I did it. And then from then on, I was just kind of always processing my feelings in that way, and that sort of became my creative outlet. So I've always, you know, been a writer first and foremost. That's literally why I got, you know, inkwell tatted on it. That's just to represent writing and what it means to me and what it has done for me, because it helps me process a lot of things and whatever. So I would say, I mean, I really would say I've been artistic since that point, since I was 9. But I mean, you know, coming into, I don't know if I knew I was an artist for a while. You know, I don't know if I knew I was an artist until maybe I was in high school, till I was like 16, and I was like, I don't really feel like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, everybody fuck with me, but I still feel kind of alone in this way, and I'm kind of on some different shit, and I'm doing all this creative shit with my homies, and that's when I kind of started to more accept and embody being an artist and being different and whatever. So yeah, maybe, I guess 9, but I guess 16 is when I really, you know, I could be like, if somebody asked me, I would be like, yeah, I do art and I'm into that. You feel me? When I was 16.
When you were 16,
yeah. So I would say, yeah.
Okay.
About then, yeah.
So, we're gonna get to the future in a bit, right? Yeah. But before we get to the future, we can't have no future without a past and a present.
Facts.
So, what got you into the Last Black Man in SF? How did that become a thing? Did you write that too, or?
Yeah, I co-wrote it with my best friend Joe, and they always, you know, they was always giving us a lot of shit about him being a white director, telling my story, right? But it wasn't like, he wasn't being exploitive in no way. For one, this is my best friend, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have trusted nobody else to tell my story in that way, because nobody even knows me like him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was always saying. It's like, y'all got to think about the fact that this is my best friend. This is not some white dude that came and was like, hey, I want to tell your story. And you know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. So, you know, and it happened super organically. It's like, it's hard, you know, because I've obviously been through a press tour with the movie, and, you know, I get this question often. And it's kind of blurry, like where exactly we started to, you know, because I graduated high school, I went to college in New York for like a year, and then I came back and I had a place to stay, and I moved in with Joe and his family. And before I even left for college, we would always go on like long walks and just talk and shit. Like, it's like, that's like one of my, you know, I respect and I love Joe so much is because I could just be 1000% myself with him. Like, we can talk about anything, I can be vulnerable. He knows some of my deepest, darkest secrets that I wouldn't tell nobody. And we was just talking about life one day, and I was telling him a story about my grandfather's house and whatever. And he was just like, oh, we should make a movie about that. But it was kind of a joke. You feel me? It just was like some shit. It happened organically. We were just talking and whatever. And then when I came back from college and, you know, moved in with them because I didn't have a place to stay, we were both in a weird place because I went to college. I went to Manhattan College, which was like a trade school. It's like hella business people. Wasn't really no artists there, and I didn't have the best time. Like, it didn't work for me. So I was kind of depressed when I came back. And Joe was kind of in that same, we were kind of both in a kind of depressed state because it was like, you know, I was his best friend, I left. And he was kind of felt like a little bit lonely in the city, and I don't know if I'm butchering that, hopefully you don't kill me for that, but I think we was in a similar state of just kind of needing to put our energy towards something. We were just feeling super, you know what I mean? Like, and I think just living together, we just naturally, you know, he would, you know, that crazy motherfucker wake me up in the morning, like 6 a.m, motherfucker. I remember he came downstairs, nigga, at 6 a.m. and start sharpening a pencil for no reason. Just
what do you have, one of them?
Yeah, literally. He was just sharpening, and he just came down and was like, and then like I woke up, this nigga was just looking at me, and I was like, fuck, nigga. I couldn't even be mad because that's hella creative. Yeah, and hella like, funny. Yeah, that's exactly. Just hella random. That's what I'm saying. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, he just would wake me up and just, you know, and then we would just listen to hella music together. He would show me hella music and then we would just talk. And I think just kind of organically it just started to happen. And then we did like this little short concept trailer, which was like, you know, the concept for Last Black Man, but just, you know, just with a little camera that we had and a couple homies we had, and put that out on the internet. and then put that on Vimeo, and then that's when we got a little more traction. People started reaching out to us like, hey, we saw this and whatever, and then from there it was just kind of snowball effect from there, and a lot of things happened, and did a Kickstarter, and then we did a short film, and then went to Sundance there. We met some producers at Sundance, and then from there, producer from Sundance got onto the project and introduced us to A24, and then they were like, all right, come on, let's do it, and then and so it was like, it was a process, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, it all seems, it's still kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you feel like as you were doing it, like, did you know, like, man, this is about to be the start of my acting career?
Hell nah.
You didn't think that?
No. I thought, one thing that I knew that we were doing something that hadn't been done before.
As
you know what I mean? In terms of the storytelling and a movie being shot in San Francisco by San Franciscans in actual places that San Franciscans inhabit, instead of being like, you know what I mean, like Venom, where they only downtown and whatever, or like that other movie where The Rock, where they blow up the Golden Gate Bridge and shit. You know what I mean? It's like they're not really in. You know what I mean? So it's like we knew we was coming up with a movie where people from San Francisco gonna be like, damn, I was just there, and I go there all the time, and you know what I mean? So we knew that, but we didn't think it was gonna be, nah, absolutely not. I mean, every day we came to set, and I know Joe will attest to this, it's like every day we came to set with a weight on our shoulders, like, Joe, I'm not a classically trained actor. I didn't go to school for it or nothing. Joe didn't go to school for directing, film school, or nothing like that, and they took a chance on us.
Did you go to Academy of Art?
He went to Soda, but I mean, besides that, I mean, that's just high school though, But and so every day we had that weight on our shoulders, where it's like, we got to bring this shit, because for one, we making this movie about San Francisco, and if the people in the city don't even like it, we still gotta live here, and we gotta live with that. Motherfuckers coming up to us like, bullshit ass movie. Like, I don't know if you know about when La Mission came out, motherfuckers boycotting that motherfuckers. They was like, nigga, why you put all this, you know what I mean? Woo, woo. Yeah, I remember. And that, but that also was, that was a different time. Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure if a movie like that was to come out now, it hopefully have a better, you know what I mean, whatever. But so yeah, I mean, we was thinking about that the whole time, and we were just like, we just gotta do what we can, and luckily we happened to just meet all these great people that just was all about the story, and just they gave me a space where I could feel comfortable to be able to do what I needed to do for it, you know what I mean? Because we was learning along the way, but I had all the people behind me, all the producers and the people that worked on it, that just was really there for us, you know what I'm saying?
So as someone who, like you said, you weren't a proper actor, you didn't go to school for it, and this guy who's shooting a movie, granted he's your best friend, he didn't go to school for it or whatever. A lot of people, you can barely get your friends to rap over your beat if you a beat maker. You know what I'm saying? So what gave you the confidence in at one, being the lead man in the movie, and two, even just finishing it? Like, you obviously have to put your confidence in something to give this thing your all. And so what did you give your confidence in, knowing that, oh, this ain't nigga, this ain't Wes Anderson?
I mean, again, movies are collaborative, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be on a set that feels like family type shit. So it's like when I was on Last Black Man, the set felt like family, and I feel like the reason I was able to get over that hump and be like, okay, I'm gonna give my all, I'm gonna be vulnerable, I'm gonna do what I need to do for this, and because they made me feel like my story, because I didn't think that no one was gonna give a fuck about my story. I really did not, you know what I mean? Because the way we're raised, it's like, don't nobody give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? That's the way we raised. So I was like, I didn't think nobody was gonna give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? But I had all these people around me that's like, nah, I'm here for this story, and I think that this story needs to be put out there. And they was putting that in my head, and then that made me believe in myself to be able to do that. And so it really was like a family, man, on set. It really was. And you know, I'm thankful that I'm still in contact with a lot of those people today. I would work with any of those people again. And, you know, I mean, they made it all possible. Again, it's all a collaboration. You know what I'm saying? It's like all movies are collaborations. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, we was talking about earlier about, you know, when certain people are known, certain actors are like difficult to work with. You're never gonna catch me being that person because I refuse to do that. You know what I mean? Because it's all collaborative. I can't do this without you, just like you can't do this without me. You know what I mean? So nobody means more than anyone. We are all the same here. We're all working towards the same goal.
No, that's 100%, bro. Because even when I'm like, my girl, she likes movies and stuff, right? But I feel like she likes them from the aspect of like the movie, you know, like is it a good movie?
Right? Exactly. People watch movies in different ways. I feel
right. And so me in general, like I started editing video at 14 years old before it was popular for niggas to do it at all. Before niggas was trying to shoot music videos, before niggas was trying to do any of that, I was editing video. I was a fucking nerd. You know what I'm saying? That's what the niggas would have called me at the end of the day, right?
Nerds is winning, bro. So I was a nerd too. We winning right now. I'm sorry. them niggas that was cool in high school and doing all that, like, nigga, I was fat and short in high school. And then so I had to learn other values and other ways. I had to learn to be a cool guy. I wasn't hella handsome and treating girls like shit and doing all this and just relying on my looks to get me shit. So I had to actually figure out other ways, be funny, listen to people and what they're saying actually. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So it's like we winning. All them niggas that was doing all that in high school, most of them burnt out.
No, 100%.
Most of them burnt out because that's all they was relying on.
No, 100%. So she's into that, and I was, you know, doing that, editing and shit while I was a kid. So when I watch movies today, like there was this one movie, I wish I knew the name of it. I might have her come out and tell me, but she swear it's a good movie. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, it wasn't very, you know, to me, because you know what I look for and shit? I look for like transitions. I look for like how they got from this point to that point. Like, oh damn,
like really how they tell the story. Like, what did they do? Like, what did they do in this shot or in this transition that pushed the story forward?
Like, some nigga filmed the movie. I just watched it, bro. He filmed the whole thing as if it was a portrait. Like I swear, like
every frame.
Take your camera. You know, every frame was in portrait mode, but he hit every shot. Like if it was a nigga talking, portrait mode. If it was a picture of a flower, portrait mode. If it was nigga, what you call that when they glide by like this?
Oh, motherfucking panoramic.
Yeah, panoramic portrait mode. You know what I'm saying? And I said, damn, I like that shit. You know, so everybody watch shit for different reasons.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, and there's different movies for different stuff. That's why it's like whenever somebody asks me what my favorite movie is, like, nigga, I could tell you Rush Hour 2 because that's nostalgic for me. G.O.D. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, but that's how good how good Rush Hour 2 is. I mean, but that's a nostalgic movie for me.
Oh, that's a bitch.
You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that. The rating's gonna go up for that one. I'm telling you. But like, you know, so like with movies, it's like that's one that's like I know every line in Rush Hour 2, but that's just like a nostalgic movie that I'm used to watching. Chris Tucker, one of my favorite comedians, love Jackie Chan, love that dude, and like, but that's not something that I would say to like, you know, if I'm in like a setting where I'm like, you know, at an industry party in Hollywood because I'm kind of in industry. I'm literally like a Z-list actor, but whatever.
You wouldn't say that?
I wouldn't say Rush Hour 2 because I would feel like I would have to say like a movie that's more like, you know what I'm saying? Like a film that's like a good film by the terms of, you know, like the industry or something. So I would feel like I would have to say something like, I don't know, like, I mean, Doubt is one of my favorite movies because that's like, you know, Meryl Streep, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, all great actors, and it's a really good story. But like something like that's like more of a film, and it's not. But it's like films do different stuff for different people. So it's like, you know what I mean? And that's why, you know, that's why people look to films for certain shit. It's like you can find whatever you're looking for usually in films. There's probably a film for it that you can relate to. You know what I mean? So period. You know, so, you know, that's why it's like that favorite movie question is always hard for me. You know what I mean? Because like I wouldn't say Rush Hour 2 is what got me into making movies, but that's one of my favorite movies because it makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah, exactly.
Like just literally just makes me happy. And then there's other movies that I can just escape into type shit. You know what I mean? And I love, that's what I love about movies too, is like the escapism aspect.
Yes.
Like I get to leave my life for a minute. I mean, especially in acting too, it's like I get to be in another person's shoes and not have to deal with my own shit when they call action. I'm not me no more, so I don't gotta deal with none of my problems, none of my whatever. It's all my character's problems, and it's all this other person.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, did you feel like acting and movies were your calling? Like, did you always have a passion for like my girl? She know hella actors. Like I know, like motherfucker, put on any movie. You go pick any movie you want. Mm-hmm. She gonna know at least 3 of the fucking actors, even if they not know A-list motherfuckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were you that type of person as well?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of always had like even now, like I know the names of hella actors. Like I don't know, I'm still getting, you know, like directors and writers and shit like that. I'm trying to, because I respect them a lot more now. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get better with those names, but like I don't know the names of like the randomest actors just because I just remember shit like that. But
you always been like that though, like
yeah. I mean, even when I was like super into sports, and like not that because I still play sports. Like I still hoop. I was just hooping before I came here.
Oh, for sure.
But I used to be more of a like knew all the stats and knew all the everything, that the records and all the shit that was going on. Like not really like that anymore with sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm just more like watch the highlights and kind of know what's going on, one foot in,
casual
one foot out type shit. But yeah, I would say I've always, you know, when I'm into something, then I'm into it. So yeah, I would feel like, you know, but I mean, but I'm also like, me as an actor, it's like I haven't even, like there's a lot of classic movies I haven't seen. Like I actually don't watch that many movies. Like I've seen a lot, but I don't watch that many movies. I mean, especially when I'm working on a project, I don't watch, I mean, unless it's for research, then I'm not watching no movies. I'm not watching nothing that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm working on and the headspace that I need to be in. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm only watching, like, you know, when I did my last film in Canada, literally, you know, was playing a heroin addict, but was sober the whole time, you know, and like I drink and, you know, a little bit and whatever, but to play a heroin addict, I literally went completely sober, lost like 53 pounds, you know what I'm saying, and was only watching like cooking shows and shit, except for like I watched a few movies for research and just to look, and a few documentaries on just to see how, you know, how heroin affects people, how it affects their life and what it feels like to be on it and kind of to get that sort of sense of it. But, you know, yeah, I mean, like I wasn't even drinking, you know what I mean? But it's like, cause I already had to lose all the weight just to feel like I was there and I was like starving and I was weak and I was, you know what I'm saying? And that this drug really had a hold over me. Like I couldn't have came in like,
bro, that's
feel me like this.
You crazy. That's crazy, because I remember you posting a picture, and you were hella, you wouldn't have no big ass arm like that.
That's what I'm saying. No, and that's the thing. It was harder. Like if I would have been fat, it might have been easier to lose the weight because it would have been fat. But I had to lose muscle mass, which is more difficult. Shit. So that really was like
really starve yourself.
I'm saying I did, and but it really taught me. I mean, it was like one thing it taught me was like, I have the discipline. So I can never, whenever I get down on myself and I'm like, I can't do this or I'm not capable, I'm like, bro, I lost 53 pounds in the pandemic. I lost 53 pounds not even really being able to go out and do nothing. Like I couldn't even go to the gym or you know what I mean? I didn't have no trainer, no dietitian, no none of that. I did that all on my own.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's pretty difficult to be like, oh, I'm gonna have this certain regimen. You know what I mean?
And how does that come about? Like you'll accept the role, and they'll like, okay, you know you're probably gonna be a heroin addict.
Yeah,
so you decide to lose weight, or they ask you?
Well, the director did tell me. So the director told me, because I was like, when I got the part, I was probably like, you know, like I'm like 188 right now, and when I got the part, that was like, you know, and that was like beginning of pandemic. So that was like, you know, I really wasn't, the gym closed. I really was eating and drinking a lot because I was depressed and you know what I mean? So I was like 207, like not hella fat, mostly muscular because that's my body type, but you know, a little bit chubby on top of it, you know, like a layer over the muscles type shit. So I was 207. And then the director was like, yeah, like how much you weigh now? And I was like, 207. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna need you to get down to 175. When I got to Canada, well, I lost before I came, and mind you, I was literally living in my car. you know, when I got that call. I was in my car.
In Canada?
No, I was in my car in San Francisco when I got that call.
I
didn't have no, because I was in between spots, didn't have no place, whatever.
And this was after
This after Last Black Man. So it's a common misconception that you just own once you get, shit happens like that. It's like as an actor, it's still a blue collar job. You can get jobs back to back and you can be doing it, and then sometimes it's like a 6-month period where you don't get a job. It's a year period where you don't get a job. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But so yeah, he called me and he was like, how much you weigh? I said 207. He was like, all right, I'm gonna need you to get down to 175. And me, you know, living in my car, I was like, okay, I need to, you know, this is my chance. This is my, you know, I got this, and I need to really, you know what I'm saying? So I got down to like I was 207, got down to like 190 before I went to Canada. Then when I got there, had to be on lockdown, obviously. I told them, can you just give me a stationary bike so I could have something that, you feel me? Because I'm gonna just be in this house. I don't know how else I'm gonna get cardio if I can't leave the house, right? So got the stationary bike and was just doing like 16 miles a day on that motherfucker, eating an apple and like a cup of almonds, a half cup of almonds a day. You know what I'm saying? Drinking hella tea, 1 apple and a half cup of almonds a day. If I was lucky and I did the thing, then I would be like, all right, I could have a bowl of Cheerios. Right?
I would have had to smoke that shit out.
But I was smoking hella cigarettes to suppress my appetite. I was smoking hella cigarettes, smoking hella spliffs. I was smoking hella weed too. Yeah. But you know, that doesn't always help because you know you get the munchies sometimes. You smoke some weed. So I really was just smoking hella cigarettes, which I would not recommend. But you know, you do what you got to do for your art. But that's what I was doing. And then, you know, and I never had a scale at the place where I was staying. So I didn't even realize, and I just kept looking in the mirror like, nope, not skinny enough. Nope, not skinny enough. Then when I finally weighed myself after I was done with the movie, I was like, damn, nigga, I am 150.
Did motherfuckers see you during that process? Did like your family or whatever? Nobody saw you?
No, people was like, bruh, like,
are you okay?
You know what I mean? Like, they was like, bruh, what's good? Like, you know, motherfuckers, you know, I was talking on FaceTime or whatever. They was like, this nigga is skinny. Because it really was like,
real heroin, nigga?
I'm saying, they really thought, I'm telling you, like, they really thought I was actually doing drugs. Because, you know, especially because it was like, you know, you lose all that. Because for me, it's like, I lost it in my face a lot too. Yeah. So it's like, I was really looking gaunt. You feel me? So, yeah, I mean, that was interesting. You know
I feel like I just seen that picture maybe like a few months ago.
I'm telling you, I just got, like when I came back, like I said, I was 150 and I just got to 188 and I came back Halloween 2020.
So from Halloween to now,
I gained about 38 pounds.
That's good, nigga. I can't gain that shit at all. I'm like 154, nigga. Like I'm trying to be 175.
But that's your body type too. So you got to know. That's the thing. I know my body, which is why I didn't need a dietitian or you know what I'm saying, whatever, because I know my body. Like I know I can fluctuate. If I wanted to get down to 175, I guarantee I could do it in 3-4 weeks without any help from anyone. I could do it in 3-4 weeks. Might not be in the most healthy way.
But I can get it done.
But I can get it done. You know what I mean? Because I know my body. So it's like, and my body type is much, like I've never been, like I felt so weak. You know what I mean? Like I had some stunts to do and I was acting with his actor David Oyelowo, who played Martin Luther King in the biopic. He's done a lot of movies. He's also a British actor. And which was crazy to just see him like, you know what I mean? Like for them to, you know what I mean? They would be like, all right, cut. And then he'd just be like, yeah, man, like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, he was just talking. I'm like, what the fuck? Like he really just switched in and out. You know what I mean? Like when you actually see it, like, cause I know you've seen it on camera and you're like, oh wow, Idris Elba is actually, but when you actually there in person and he just was talking to you on camera and then you like, damn, you like, wow, that really, they really do that shit.
But I was just saying, like, again, to my girl, because every time I'm going to mention movies, I'm going to mention her, because she fuck with movies hard. Like, she's a fucking movie buff. Like, but I'm like, damn, these some talented ass motherfuckers.
I mean, straight up,
you
bro.
can
Straight up.
Take the accent like that and go over here. Nigga, I'm from LA. Yeah. I'm from Compton. I'm from what this nigga talking about. My daddy was the nigga who got the shit and was selling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you was talking just like us, bro.
I'm saying, but like, take a Compton nigga and try to teach him a British accent. It's gonna be way more difficult. I ain't even like, I just tried to do a British accent and I had to cut myself short because I wasn't gonna do it no justice. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, shit. I mean, you know, if I learn the British accent, maybe I go to UK and start taking it like they're doing to us. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna take some work. You feel me?
Exactly. I'm gonna go over here, nigga. I'm gonna go over to the ends.
Yeah, you feel me?
Start making movies about the ends with my blades.
You feel me, innit? You feel me, innit? You know what I mean?
Well, one interesting thing, bro, that you spoke on earlier that I felt that was very interesting is when you said you were living in your car after, you know, this whole movie that you filmed, in which we on the outside, nigga, that was a big movie to us. Like,
and people think that,
you know. So like, can you explain a little bit about that?
I mean, it's just like, you know, because I'm not gonna put it all to me not getting a good deal, or, you know, this is like stuff,
no,
you know,
yeah.
This is like stuff that's like me growing up in the projects and getting a large lump sum of money and not knowing where to put it, and then running through it and not thinking about, you know what I'm saying, saving and you know what I mean. So that really was kind of on me in that sense. You feel me? Like, you know, completely on me.
So what you said is that you got money from the film.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you know, I didn't get a fuck ton. It's like motherfuckers thinking I'm making, like, you know, I didn't even make 100,000. You know what I mean? From like, I'm not gonna say what I made, but I didn't even make 100,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's motherfuckers out here like, oh, you on now? It's like, what the fuck do on me, nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I made enough to whatever. It's still, like I said. Yeah. And that was my first movie, so it's like I don't have like a cap to where I can be like, I need at least this. It's my first movie, so they're like, this will be gonna give you, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Period. For sure. And you gonna take that, or unless you don't want to make the movie. You feel me? Yeah. So you know what I mean. So you know, and I wasn't being, and it's like you getting your checks in increments. So it's like, if I'm getting, it wasn't a very long shoot, but if I'm getting, however many a week, I don't want to say no numbers, however many a week, and it's not the large lump sum, then it's like, when I get it that week, I'm like, getting this, and I'm not thinking about syndrome. Exactly, bro, because you never had nobody telling you how to, what to invest in and what to, all of this stuff with which I'm just now learning about because I just started to teach myself, but just because I started to teach myself, still wasn't nobody to be like, feel me? Oh, do this and do that with your money and do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like, I've been a very independent person most of my life, so I didn't reach out a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to. You think you have folks that you could have reached out to? I think I did. Because I was in a bunch of programs, and I got a lot of mentors and people that care about me, and white people that know what to do with their money that I could have reached out to.
Gotcha. That's what I'm saying.
Straight up. Yeah. So yeah, so that was on me, but it's like, but that just go to show you, it's like, I mean, that's the story for a lot of, that's the story for a lot of actors, you know what I'm saying? It's like, there's a lot of people, Brett, I was in, in Power, Omari, whatever, he was living in a car at one point. Yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes that's how it goes, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you don't know what to do with your shit.
So, piggybacking off that, I think, bro, that shit, like, that's the epitome of what it means to actually like become an artist. And when I say become an artist, I mean you're making money from your art and people are knowing you because of your art. Not saying no one else is not an artist, but they're up and coming artists. You know what I'm saying? But I think the having the mindset that you had while you were doing that movie, right? Or even after it, like a lot of niggas could be like, I'm living my car, fucking shit, I'm gonna go work at Safeway or somewhere and just call it a night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you still had the drive, you still had the ambition to be like, nah, this is what I do.
Yeah, I was like, this is only temporary. It's like, this not, just because I'm staying in my car, which is fine. I grew up living in the car with my dad. It's nothing. Come on, bro. It's nothing to above. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, obviously that's not the ideal situation, but I'm not finna sit here and mope over it. I know that there's still opportunities. I was still able to film auditions when I was living in my car. I was still able to get shit done. I still got my phone. I can still check my email. I can still do whatever it is I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
because it's just like a lot of niggas, bro, like I say this all the time to people because they be thinking I'm crazy, right? Like, when are you ever gonna stop trying to get on? When are you ever gonna stop trying to, do your shit, right? I'm like, nigga, I'm never gonna stop. You know why? Because the lowest I ever been was like you said, living in a car with my dad when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I've been through that already. So there's nothing that anyone can take from me or say that I'm not going to get that's going to scare me from going after what the fuck I want to get.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so the fact that you even said it or said that, like, that's real life, nigga, that just cemented how I feel. Because I feel like if you went through some hard shit, you know some hard shit, and you know what you want, then you might as well just go out and get it. Because you know the worst thing that can happen, you already been through.
I'm saying, and I learned from a young age that, you know, I grew up in and out of foster homes and shit when my dad couldn't take care of me because of his addiction, whatever. And I remember running away from foster homes being like 6, 7 years old, right? And asking a stranger on the street, 6, 7-year-old kid asking a stranger on the street, can I use your phone to call somebody? Motherfuckers being like, no. And that's when you learn from a young age, don't nobody give a fuck.
At all.
Nobody cares. Especially about no little black kid, especially about no black, you know what I mean, little black boy. Mm-hmm. Nobody gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you. Mm-hmm. And you can't be waiting on shit. Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna, that's not how it works. Like, you know, like Al Pacino said, like I think it was Al Pacino that said, like, I asked God for a bike, right? But I know God doesn't work that way, so I stole a bike and I asked God for forgiveness. No, you gotta go get it.
No,
it's not
100%.
Exactly. Straight
exactly.
up.
You gotta go get it, nigga.
Exactly. You know,
straight like that. So, do you think, bro, that, you know, you doing this whole acting shit and you coming from like where you come from, do you think that it makes people look at you differently? Because you know, we talk about over there, like you know where you come from and like what niggas expect from niggas and what we consider cool, what we consider whatever.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's been surprising the amount of niggas that, you know, I used to fuck with that's like, bro, like I see you doing your shit, like that's what's up. Like I see you being yourself and I know you, but I see what you on and they've been respectable about it. So, I mean, you know, it's always gonna be a couple of niggas that's like, oh, this nigga on some weird shit or, you know, some fruity shit or whatever the fuck niggas gotta say, which is like, that's fine, that's what I expect, but it's been like a overwhelming amount of, I don't wanna say overwhelming, that's not the same, I mean, that's not the right term I'm looking for, but it's been a decent amount of people that I didn't expect that's just like actually like giving me the props for it type shit and just, you know, and let me do me. So I feel like, you know, again, it's like it's all about growth, bro. It's like if I was in the same mindset as I was when I was doing all that bullshit in the projects and whatever, and I was just small-minded in that way and I hadn't seen what I've seen and known what's out there and experienced that, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So I feel like it's all about growth, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I want niggas to see that and be like inspired by it. You know what I'm saying? More than anything, like at least be inspired by it. You don't have to be an actor, but do whatever it is you want to do, but get out there and you know, and go see some shit. Even if you work in, you know what I mean? It's not, you don't have to feel bad if you work in a 9-to-5 job. That's fine. But if you work in a 9-to-5 job, don't just slave away. Like save your money, go on vacation, go, you know what I'm saying, experience a different way of life and go, you know what I'm saying, do something that makes you happy though. Don't just slave away to whatever it is you know, the company you're working for, your boss, whatever. Don't just do that. Like do something that's making you happy too. That's fulfilling you. Because you don't want to waste your time here on this earth. You know what I mean? Like I feel like acting is my calling at this point. You know what I mean? And I know I don't got forever here, so I'm gonna live my life in the best way that I can, and I'm gonna be as positive as I can, and I'm gonna be, you know what I mean, in whatever way. Because I was walking around negative for a while. I was walking around negative all the time, looking for problems. You know what I'm saying, moping around, fucking self-loathing all the time. You know what I mean? You can feel that too, bro. Like even, not that I know you hella extensively or nothing like that, but you know, everybody can feel vibes and energy. Not that you ever gave me a bad vibe or energy. I felt that you was cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I was like I was out here, I was like, you know, I would be out, literally, I was literally that dude that would go out and be like, I'm trying to for sure. Like that was on my agenda to get into some bullshit because I was like bored or something, or I just had to get some sort of energy, that sort of energy out. Like I just wanted that rush or whatever the fuck it was. And you'll never catch me on that shit no more. ever. I'm all cool with people. Like, even if somebody trying to fight me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take the most for you to get me to that place.
It's good to see that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. And that's how it should be.
Make it like, niggas can do shit. You know what I'm saying? We not just trapped. We don't have to just be one way. We don't have to just give in to the community.
Yes, you have the control. And I'm a big advocate for it, even though I don't go to therapy myself, but I'm a big advocate for, if there's any way possible for you to do it, you know, Black people should go to therapy. Like, my homie just told me about this therapy group that I'm about to start chiming in on. It's like, you know, on Zoom or whatever, but it's a lot of Black people just kind of, and it's just like a therapy session, like a check-in and whatever. And I feel like it's not that accessible in our communities, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, a lot of the shit, we go through so much trauma that it's almost, trauma is so normalized in our community that it's like,
it's in the songs.
No one, yeah, exactly. But no one thinks about, like, going to therapy is never an answer because it's so normalized. It's just like, oh, that happened, like, you gotta deal with it, or you just gotta move
sleep
on.
It off.
We all go through, like, oh, our ancestors went through this.
Yeah,
so,
sleep
you know
it
what I
off.
mean? Like, nigga, they needed therapy too. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Because obviously generational trauma. They needed therapy, which is why we still need it. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody tries to go get it.
That's what I'm saying.
So
and then nobody thinking
shit.
about it. Exactly. And then it's like, and it's almost like frowned upon if a nigga go to therapy or something. It's like, nigga, if it's accessible, especially now with all this Zoom shit and all these people that's doing great work, that's like, oh, free therapy session for Black people online and all this shit. Like, look into that, because it's like, you do need to, you can't hold all that shit in, bro. You can't hold all that shit in. Once I started being more vulnerable and letting that shit out, I just lived a much better, happier life once I put it out there. So, you know what I mean? Especially, and it's like, and don't just go to therapy with some white therapist that ain't gonna fucking understand you. You gotta find the right therapist too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would just be like, oh, I ain't gonna go to therapy with some white people. Okay, well, find the right therapist. There's therapists out there for you.
So do you think that for Black people, right? We like you said, we have so much trauma. Do you think that our therapist should be a white person? Or do you think
I think you can find the right therapist. I think it's on you to find the right fit. You know what I mean? It's just like any relationship. You got to find the right fit for your partner, right? You got to find the right therapist, because you might meet a white person that does understand you for certain things, you know what I mean? But you might want to set that boundary and be like, okay, as cool as that person is, I do want a Black person that at least understands me on that level of being Black. I wouldn't say shut out all your options. You know, you might find a good therapist that's Latino. You might find a good therapist that, you know, whatever. But, you know, but if you have to set that boundary, then do that. But there's a therapist out there for you somewhere.
For sure.
Period.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it's just, it's on you to look into that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know? And like I said, there's tons of online stuff that you could do with people, and you know, and you can start there and then maybe go into actually having a therapist that you go see. But I mean, I like the rooms because you in there with a lot of other people that's like easing their way into therapy, and then so you feel them. So like they telling they shit and you like, damn, like I'm right here with bro. Like we in the same, wow. You know what I mean? Then you don't feel like alone too. You know what I mean? And then you don't feel like you, and then it makes it more, then you feel like you can share, because you're like, oh, bro just shared all, he just put all that on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I at least feel like, at least for him, like I could give him something, you know what I mean? So I could be there for him in that way, or him or her or whoever, and, or whatever, you know what I mean? It opens the door for that. You feel me? And that's, man, that is so important. Mental health in the Black community is extremely important. It's extremely important to address those issues.
We're kind of taught to be volatile. We're kind of taught to be, you know, like suck everything up. Like this is, in the Black community, it's not like ain't no excuses, but the thing is like, bruh, what? Get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's just like growing up and like being like we can't cry.
Yeah.
Why I can't cry, bro? Why? That is a natural human emotion. So who the fuck made that rule up to where that I can't cry? If that's a natural human emotion.
Exactly.
The fuck? I came out the womb crying. So you mean to tell me I have to learn how to not do that?
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I've put tears away so much, like as a kid or whatever. Just don't want to cry in front of my dad or do anything like that. Like just not trying to show no type of emotion because that make you a pussy.
Yeah.
So I put so many tears away, nigga, that now I be wanting to cry at certain things and I can't.
Yeah.
Like I be like, damn, bro, I want to cry. I should cry.
Yeah.
I should cry. It will help me cry. It would help me if I cried. And
Same,
like,
that be happening for me, and it's also like sometimes
cry.
it'll be the randomest thing that'll set me off. Like some shit that I wouldn't even think that I should be even crying about.
Exactly.
And then it's all out there.
Some movies must be crazy for me now.
I'm saying, bro. I watched the animated movie Soul. I was crying like fuck.
That?
For some reason. I don't know, it just hit.
It just hit at some point.
Like, and I was like, damn. But
it'd be like that.
You know what I mean? I was just like,
Arthur, why the fuck you crying, bro?
Literally, bro.
Why the fuck you crying? Then I sit there and ask myself that. Why the fuck you crying, bro? Stop crying, nigga.
we gotta get rid of that, bro. Yeah. It's like, because that's the only way that's the only way you're gonna get somewhere. I mean, you have to let that stuff out. Yeah, you gotta let it go, and it's like you can't suppress that, bro, because then it's gonna come out in another way. Then it's gonna come out. That's why you got these niggas. Yeah, that's why you got these niggas that's out here to prove shit. They done suppressing so much shit. Like, oh, he lost his homie. Felt like he couldn't even cry because he lost his homie. So you telling me, nigga, your best friend died, or your cousin, or your brother, and you feel like you can't cry in front of your homies? And this person and you lost a person, all the potential that they had, and you can't cry? Fuck kind of shit is that? The fuck kind of shit is that?
100%.
That is ridiculous.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, no. No. And then you're gonna hold it in, and then it's gonna come out in another way. Now he think about
by harming somebody else.
Exactly.
Making somebody else
cry,
but not cry.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Then you feed into that cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
No, so I don't want to get the whole point of the what's it called, the scheme area. I don't want to get lost, right? So before we end, I want to address things you got going on in the future, right? I know that I saw some shit on Netflix, bro.
Oh yeah, I was in that movie for about 10 seconds total. That was one of my first experiences of like having a lot of my scenes cut. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine because it's a great movie and it wasn't about me.
Yeah, definitely a great movie.
But it wasn't about me. It's like my character wasn't, you know what I mean, whatever. But yeah, no, I'm glad I got to be a part of that film and I got my name on it and whatever.
Who was the actress?
Vanessa Kirby.
In it?
Amazing actress. She's also British. And you wouldn't, I didn't even know she was British till damn near it was over with, and I was like, oh wow, because she was speaking, American accent. I'm telling you, she was like, she would be, you know what I mean, when we, just on set before we go on, she just sitting there talking, just keeping the American voice, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't even know until like towards the end, I was like, oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the name of it?
Pieces of a Woman.
Pieces of a Woman, yeah, exactly. On Netflix for sure.
Yeah, man.
That was cool though, like, cause I be watching a lot of movies now because of her, and I'm like, wait,
that's bad. I know. It was cool. I mean, yeah, that's what was cool about it. I went to look it up, like, so you're like, oh, got the IMDb? What's it called? IMDb, yeah. I'm like, oh, my man out here with the shit. Yeah, it was cool to just have like a little cameo and just have people be like, oh, shit, I know, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, I just think that's such a beautiful movie, and it's talking about such a, a deep issue, and I hella relate to Vanessa's character in that movie. You know what I mean? Just in terms of, what she's going through and how she's holding it, how she played that character and the choices she made. You know what I mean? Just beautiful work. But, and I got to be a part of that, however many scenes I did have in it, you know what I mean?
How long did you shoot for that movie?
I only had like about total like 3 or 5 days of work, you know what I mean? And it was in Montreal, Canada, that's where we shot it. And just Canada, beautiful. Love Canada.
Yeah.
Love Canada. I love Canada.
Man, bro, I literally, and when people tell me that, like, I be getting upset now because literally in 2011, I was going to move to Canada, right? But my cousin was out here and he's from Florida, so he had moved to California and did this whole program with me and shit. So he was moving back. He's like, bro, you should come with me. What you do? I'm like, yeah, bro, but I'm about to move to Canada and shit. He's like, oh, what you going by yourself? You know what I'm saying? This and that, what you You can come out here, this and that. So I applied for this internship with the Buccaneers and shit, and then I got it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go to Florida.
Oh yeah.
Ended up going to Florida and not being able to do the internship.
Oh wow.
But I was just out there in Florida. I'm like, damn, bro, you realize like I could have spent them like 3-4 years I spent in Florida. Nigga, I could have been in Canada. And these niggas be telling me Canada's lit.
Yeah, nah, Canada is lit. But I mean, you know, same time, everything happens for a reason. We wouldn't be here right now probably if you would have went to Canada type shit. You know what I'm saying? And Canada always gonna be there. It's beautiful. And Vancouver, like damn near my second home now. You know what I mean? I got friends over there and all type of shit now because I was over there for a minute with the film. And it really reminded me a lot of San Francisco too, Vancouver does. And it's super beautiful. And, you know, yeah, I mean, you know, just shout out to Canada. I would say definitely go check it out. But I mean, you know, it ain't, you know, it's a good place to visit, you know. I could live in Vancouver. I could see myself there, but I would just like my homies to just visit and especially go with me. Because I know that motherfucker, like I was walking through that motherfucker and I was walking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even catching Ubers. I was literally walking. I would walk to my house to downtown, which would be like, nigga, damn near 7 miles. I was walking there and back. I was really trying to, you know, I was really exploring because that's how I like to, when I go to a new city, that's how I like to explore. When I was in London, same thing, walking everywhere. I wasn't catching the subway unless I had to hella far. You know, it's like, I'm trying to walk and I'm trying to see. I'm having fun just looking around this motherfucker because I ain't never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking everything in and I want to walk everywhere. You feel me? But yeah, you know, I encourage all the homies to go to Canada if you can, Vancouver for sure, especially if you're from San Francisco, because you're gonna feel a sort of like a similarity and you're gonna feel like you know how to navigate it a little bit. Like it wasn't even hard for me to figure it out because it felt so similar. You know what I mean? The bus system was hella similar and you know what I mean? It was crazy. Like,
is that the French speaking side?
Nah, French speaking side, Montreal. That's where I was. Sure. Yeah, but yeah, Vancouver is British Columbia.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's like, you know, Vancouver is literally like an hour and a half flight from San Francisco.
What?
Not even far. I swear to God.
Oh, it's right here on this side.
It's just right above, exactly. Right above, exactly.
Okay, for sure.
Not even far, exactly. And that's West Coast, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, because Toronto completely different. Toronto on the East Coast, more like New York and more on that vibe, closer to London and New York and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but Vancouver on the West, so it's like, you know, it's just like that West Coast vibe, more chill and laid back, and it's cutthroat, you feel me? Like, so it's just like, yeah, like motherfuckers in Vancouver just be doing shrooms and acid and then walking around the park. They got hella parks, hella beautiful parks. Motherfuckers just be microdosing, walking around.
We didn't go to Gay Park.
That's what I'm saying. Literally. That's, you know. So yeah, it's tight. And the Canadians really are the nicest people you will ever meet. Like motherfuckers is so nice over there. Like it hurts. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like not even cool. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like, nice? Yeah, it's like, it's almost like I want to stir some shit up. It's so nice. I'm like, hold on, bro.
Yeah, right.
You just gonna hold the door open for me like that and then pay for my drink and you not ask for nothing back and you just, nah. You got some ulterior motives. I know you know what I mean? But that's
you trying to get me, nigga.
I'm saying, but that's really how they is. That's really how they is. It's crazy.
That's lit.
Like, I thought that was a myth, and until I went, and I was like, nah, yeah.
They leave their doors unlocked and shit.
Yeah.
That's a true statement.
Yeah. I mean, I would understand it. I never had no experience with that. I ain't tried to open no motherfucker. I'm a black man. It don't matter. I'm not gonna go check like, oh, maybe this door is unlocked. Let me go check the motherfucker. Hell no.
They said they leave their house doors unlocked. Let me just go see.
Yeah, like, let me just go check it out. Like, hell no.
So before we end this, man, what do you have coming up as, not as far as movies, right? Because I'm sure you in a lot of movies. I'm sure you got a movie or whatever coming up in that realm, right? Yeah. But I mean, as far as J-Bo, as far as Jimmy goes, like, you know, the human, like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you see your biggest thing being? What do you see the biggest thing you could possibly do or give to the world?
I'm really trying to create this TV show right now about my experience growing up in this group home that I did, because I feel like there's not a lot of shows or movies out there that depict group homes in a certain light. So, and that group home is a big part of who I am as a person. So that's a big project I'm working on. I definitely want to get a lot of my poetry out there and a lot of my old music out there that I never put out, because I just want to show people all that I can do. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people only know the half. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of supporters and a lot of fans that I love, but they probably just only like, oh, well, he's just an actor. He's just like, nigga, I can do any goddamn thing.
So you writing the TV show?
Yeah, I'm developing it now. And I want to, get, I'm just putting together like a little one pager so that I can pitch it and, bring some more writers to help me develop it. But I really feel like that could be a cool project. So that's mainly what I'm on, but also just like, whatever I can do in this city to, I'm trying to work with my other homie, Adam, who's just like, he has this company called Value Culture. Shout out to Value Culture. And we're trying to work together to figure out some stuff for the city that can just kind of bring the natives out, or make the natives feel seen, make the natives feel like they have somewhere where they can go, and you know what I mean? So we working together to try to figure out how we can do that as well and bring the city kind of back together, especially since shit is opening back up. So those are my biggest things, you know what I mean?
So for the show that you have, what kind of plans do you have for, like, do you want to get it on a national network? Do you want to get it on Netflix? Do you want to, do you have any?
I think whatever's right. I could see it, I could see, FX or HBO fucking with it or something, but it really depends on who would give me the most creative control over it, because it's a lot of delicate stuff. It's me dealing with it because it's another personal story. I work best with personal stuff and writing stuff about stuff that I've experienced. You know what I mean? So, it would be whoever would let me have control, and not take too much control over what the content was. Like, because I don't want somebody to, be like, oh, we'll give you X amount of money, and then come in and be like, oh, but we're gonna change this and this, and this is all important shit. You know what I mean? That I need to be, that I feel like needs to be out there. So.
So you wouldn't compromise your work for the dollar?
No.
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 Not at all. That's not why I'm doing this. Nah, because I could have, if I was doing that, then I could have been in hella movies by now. I could have been in way more movies than I've been in, if that's what I was doing. You feel me?
But you turned them down because of personal reasons that you felt.
Exactly. Because I know what I want, the legacy that I want to leave behind.
So do you think that is when they talk about selling your soul? Do you think that that's what it is?
I don't think so. I mean, it's like, if you love to act, that's one thing, So if you love to act and just love to act, then yeah, sure, take every role that gets thrown your way and do it because you love to do it. For me, it's not just the acting part, it's the telling the story. It's like, what story is it? It's like they teach Last Black Man in colleges, in film classes.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? It's like, that's my first movie, and they, you know what I mean? That's the kind of legacy that I want to leave behind. Those are the kind of projects that I want to be doing. Shit that moves people. Shit that people are still talking about now. You know what I mean? Shit that people are still going to be talking about. You know what I mean? When you go to film classes and they bringing up old movies, and that's the type of shit I want to be involved with. You know what I'm saying? So, and if I got to turn down and, if I got to live in my car for 3 months until that one project comes up, so be it.
Right. Whatever. No, my nigga with it.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real artist.
You know what I mean? We leaving a legacy behind. I want my grandchildren to see my shit and be like, damn, proud of their grandpa type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real.
For sure.
And just legacy for our people, not even just my descendants, but our people as a whole. Feel me?
Yep.
Straight up.
That's dope, bro. That's dope as fuck.
Man.
And I heard that you were talking about the music and shit, right? So we gonna get some more J-Bo. J-Bo coming back?
Yeah, we gonna throw some shit. Yeah, I got him. I know my homie Adeyemi, who he made a lot of my beats, who's doing
he got the swag.
He doing big things now. He doing big shit with with hella people, big people now. Yeah. And he always be like, well, nigga, I know you about to come record some shit and not drop no shit, but I am though. I am gonna drop some shit. Eventually.
It's J-Lo, baby.
It's J-Lo, baby.
Bro, my song, bro. What's that shit? You and I think Callie J was no, Callie J wasn't on that one. You shot it in Oakland. You had a Gap sweater on.
Oh, it's the get to the money because I'm that type of guy. I get the.
Because I'm that type of guy. Because I'm that type of guy, bro. That's my shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
is that shit on Spotify, nigga? I need that.
Nah, it's not. It's only on YouTube. Oh, it's a crazy story. I tell you the story about when we was shooting that. No. They almost robbed us, and the Border Brothers almost robbed us. They kidnapped bruh that I was doing the song with, bruh. At the shoot? At the shoot, bruh. Literally, we were shooting.
In the liquor store?
Not in the liquor store. That was in the city. But when we was in Oakland, these niggas came up, fired on one of the homies, and then fucking took the other bruh that was rapping in the video with me with the dreads, took that nigga hostage in the car. I had to take the videographer. We went hop behind some fence because these niggas like pulled up on us in some truck looking manny, some like Mexican cartel type shit, nigga. Kidnapped blood. Then we went in somebody's backyard and the lady came in the backyard and was like, what the fuck y'all doing? We was like, nah, we like, nigga, I don't know. Like, you feel me? Like, just call the cops, please, whatever. And then the cops came, and then right as they was coming back down, they was coming with bruh in the car. They had kidnapped, I don't know how they got him, but they had bruh in the car. Then the cops came and shit, and then, you know what I'm saying, caught him and whatever. But it was like,
what they thought nigga had a bag on you or something?
I don't know, bro. Like we was just, I don't know if we was just in their territory or some shit, or I don't know, bro.
They came and smacked them with the gun or something?
Yeah, bro. They came, fired on one of the homies, then whipped out, and then we was just cutting. And videographer, like the homie Carl, he shoot a lot of Oscar videos too. Carl SFC.
Was at the party
Carl
too.
Was there. Yeah, Carl was there. And literally me and Carl ran, you know what I'm saying? We just had to figure it out. But that's literally what went down in that video. You know what I'm saying? And
y'all still put the video out.
We still had the footy. That's why I was like, let me go with Carl, make sure all this footy, make sure he good, make sure the footy there and whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Because I'm that type of guy.
Type shit. And yeah, man, that was wild, man.
This nigga J-Mo in the house.
I'm saying, but dude, been through some shit, man, over some fancy. That's why I'd rather be an actor. Shit like that. What I'm saying. I'm shooting a movie, nigga. Ain't no nigga cartel members gonna come try to kidnap me if I'm doing a movie.
Unless you're shooting
unless I'm shooting Compton. There's some shit like that. But it's like,
nigga, pull up
why
your ass
the fuck
over.
would that happen, bruh? You know what I'm saying? I had never thought in a million years. I was like, hell nah. The way these niggas pulled up, I was like, no, they literally, like, they just seem like type of niggas to, like, send my fingers to my family or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, they was not playing.
Bro got away though, right? He got out the car.
He got out the car, the cops came and all that, and I was like, you know, and they even, you know, the cops had literally called me like a month later, like, yeah, we just wanted to make sure, because we just let the guys out that so we just wanted to let you know, and I was like, for sure. I mean, I ain't gonna be in the town no time soon. I don't know these niggas. Whatever, you feel me?
These niggas on some crazy shit.
Man, I'm just glad we made it out. I'm glad Carl made it out. I'm glad we made it out.
Yeah, I'm glad you're
here. And free my boy Exclusive. He's still in the jam right now. He was the one I did the song with. Super talented dude, but free my boy. He in the jam. We love you, fool.
Yeah, that's my song.
Yeah,
my type of guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play that actually right now.
We gonna slap that. What so before we get out of here, motherfucker, let's get some words. If you got some words of advice or any last words you want to say, give them to the folks. You feel me?
Man, words of advice. I would say, man, persevere through the bullshit. I mean, I think God wouldn't put nothing in this, you know, whether you religious or spiritual or not. I'm not religious. I believe in a higher power.
Yeah, that's when I say God, I'm talking about the overall being.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think God would put nothing in front of you that you can't handle. So I think you just got to persevere through all the bullshit, and you will find that, you know, it's always when it gets rough like that, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Whenever my life gets super rough, it gets really good after that. You know what I'm saying? But only if I tell myself, like, no, I'm not gonna let myself go down this hole and whatever. So I would say, you know, persevere through all the bullshit, you know, keep faith in yourself, and also just be yourself 100%. Don't try to be like nobody. Like, embrace whatever it is that's different about you. embrace all that, because we're all unique individuals. So why would you want to be like the next person when we're all unique individuals? That's literally what makes us special, is because we're different from one another. So embrace that.
100%.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Had to do it to him.
That's J-Mo, baby.
You feel me? It's J-Mo.
Also known as Jimmie Fails. You can catch him in Last Black Man in San Francisco and his new film on Netflix. Say that film again for me, man.
Pieces of a Woman. Go
Pieces
check
of
that
a
out. That's a
Woman.
really, really good film. Really good moving film. Hell yeah.
Also, look my guy up on YouTube. He got some slaps for you.
Oh yeah.
Give him the handle, bro.
Feel me? Oh.
IG handle, whatever you want him to, look at.
Well, my IG handle is Jimmie Fails IV. That's JIMMIEFAILS, like fails the test, and then the letters I as in igloo, V as in Victor. So Jimmie Fails IV is for Jimmie Fails the fourth, because I'm the fourth. You know, it's four of us.
Real
Unfortunately, nah, I'm playing. But yeah, so that's my Instagram handle, and then for the YouTube stuff, we'll get to that another time. You know what I'm saying? When some more shit come out. But if you know, you know.
You know.
You feel me?
Well, you know what it is. It's Arthur Kelly, the third, Jimmie Fails, the fourth, and this is the motherfucking Grande Tavern.
Extracurricular activities type shit.
You already know,
you feel
man.
me? It's been, you know what it is, man. I'm glad to be
It's
here.
always
Glad to see you.
extracurricular when we got
Yeah.
some shit going on.
You feel me?
Surely,
You
man.
feel
We
me?
keep it extracurricular right
Aye.
inside.
I'ma get it off the muscle. If I ain't got it now, guaranteed I'ma hustle. Try and take mines, little nigga, I'ma bust you. Only fuck with gang if you ain't, I don't trust you. Flexing on these niggas, yeah, I got it off the muscle.
Ooh, them lemon peppers though too. I didn't even get to shout them out. The lemon pepper wings.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Let them know.
Oh yeah. Them lemon pepper wings is something serious. I'm telling you. This nigga. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yo, they ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know. I might give it to him, though.
Yeah, I don't.
You feel me?
You feel me?